hungry for Rexar.
First time we've seen him, and I am so excited to see what he's going to be able to bring to such a rotationally based battleground. And we know that Cloud9 is going to be able to pull off these types of technical plays. A very strong mechanical team. I cannot wait for this game one.
All right, so 2 Cloud9 on my side here, very well done. So ladies and gentlemen, do join us on Twitter at Esports Heroes using the hashtag HeroesWC and vote for your favorite team using the hashtag Cloud9 or hashtag DK. Now, Kubi, thank you very much for joining us here. We'll be back with you on the analyst in a little bit after game one is done, but we are loading up right now, and we are going to Dragonshire Cloud9 versus Team DK. And as the map loads up, give it up for the team on the blue side. Cloud9, Duck Train will be the Rengar. Fan onto the Savannah's iDream. As the Rexa, K1 Pro onto the Jaina King Caffeine. As the iconic Leoric. And on the red side, we have the team from Korea, the last home. Team DK, crazy moving, will be the Vala. Jaehyun onto the Uther, so Nobles onto the Murdin. STSC on his favorite Atlas, and Sniper as the Zagara.
Man, speaking of the Zagara, look at that Void Seeker mount. It is so awesome looking. I really want that, Babel.
I already have that. So it's really awesome. I mean, this comes really well with the pre-purchase of Legacy of the Void. So, I mean, it's one fantastic mount. It completes the collection. If you are a Protoss fan, you should definitely go for that. And here we have a little bit of a nice engagement going down already. Ben a little bit out of position, but the stun will not connect on him. iDream setting up some form of a nice wall in with Misha going for the charge. Will connect, but not enough damage. Seems like the backline was just not in a good position, and they don't want to overextend.
So this is iDream, the flex player for Cloud9, playing Rexar, which of course puts King Caffeine playing his favorite Leoric. He really makes some awesome Leoric plays. I don't know if you remember, but that amazing Entomb stopping the Butcher in the Americas Championship. We're going to be looking for some cool plays from him for sure.
How can anybody forget that?
Right?
Basically blocking out the Butcher's furnace blast. So well done. I'm not so sure if it's going to be Entomb in this game, though. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll have to see. March the Black King also makes a lot of plays too, but he generally does play a lot more of the Entomb, so we'll see how that goes. Up at the top, we do have, like Kubi mentioned, the Rexar versus the Zagara, and we'll be looking at the creep spread there from Sniper 2, being able to make sure that no ganks can come in from Cloud9, as she'll be able to spot those out with that vision.
I mean, I would love to see Entomb with Ring of Frost, and oh, hold that thought. Novelist, a little bit of trouble, but we'll be okay. Some stuns coming out. We have Blue Rays, Gilly, Cloud9 looking for the first DK, but already Jaehyun at the bottom shrine picking it up, and it seems like we're going to have a Raid Race instead. Also, Zagara on top will be picking the Sun Shrine. So it seems like the sites is just flipping so quickly. Rotation-wise, very, very nice and even.
Yeah, we have a lot of rotations that happen between the mid and bottom, and we may have an engagement here, but looks like both sides just kind of feeling each other out. There goes a Howling Blast onto Leoric. Won't be able to get a takedown. No First Bloods just yet.
Vala channeling up the DK, but getting cancelled already by Savannah's Haunting Wave.
Oh!
And again, the Dragon Team DK goes in. Duck Train is in a lot of trouble getting rooted as well by the Howling Blast. Will go down. Novelist is also pulling back, dropping very low, and a nice charge back there by Crazy Moving. It seems like it will be Leoric on the bottom side. Rexa top lane against Sniper 1v1. Meanwhile, we see that Span is just trying to put up some form of defense. SCSC pulling back. We have a bit of a heal going down, and DK will be able to pull back safely.
This is why SCSC is known for his Arthas. His Howling Blasts are always insane, and already they're able to get a Dragon Knight so early in the game as well as a takedown. But because it is such an early Dragon Knight, they're not going to be looking for any like super pressure. They're just trying to get as many towers as they can, try to get ahead in terms of experience, so they might be able to pick up level 7 faster, level 10 faster, and then catapult off of that with future Dragon Knights as well.
They also will stun lock Sylvanas. Sylvanas does go down, and they will finish off the second turret in the mid lane. So that means that both of those towers are already gone, and I consider that a 6.5 out of 10 a victory there for the DK.
Oh, Misha in a lot of trouble, but also is Rexar. Misha goes down, but the big deal would be able to get iDream, and he will fall. Another takedown in favor of DK.
Cloud9 is just not able to react to these rotations coming from Team DK. Very much on point. They do have the upper hand with Arthas as well as Muradin, and also to consider lock-in with the support Uther coming into position. Now Cloud9 just needs to hold back, play it slow, play it safe. they are not really winning lanes.
Yeah, and they're also down a talent tier. Speaking of talents, we have Jaina who has picked up the Frost Shards build. So we're going to be looking at more of her Frost Bolt build that's going to be able to pierce. So what they'll be looking at is the potential to be able to hit both of the members, the warriors of DK, and then later on, if she chooses to go for Numbing Blast, she's able to hit both of them, root both of them, and then they can disengage from that.
It'd be really good to see how that works out. Also, a possible build on Frostbolt would be pretty awesome machine gun build, which would do a lot of damage. I think it works out to be about 700 damage every 0.6 second with Icy Veins.
Right.
So that thought, Noble is and gonna go in, but we'll pull back out. Caffeine is gonna be fine as well. Some Siege Giant throwing those rocks. They need a technological upgrade.
Well, we'll see if they are able to pick that up. We do have an upgrade, at least for Cloud9, as they have level 7 now picked up, but they're still finding themselves behind a level. So both teams doing a really good job of soaking. At this point, they're staying even now. But if it keeps up at this rate, we will have heroic abilities picked up on the side of DK first, and the Dragon Shrines are about to spawn in just 14 seconds.
All right now, Team DK 1 level lead. And they also will have the Bruiser Cam attempted already. This is going to help them provide so much pressure on the top lane, which means that the Sun Shrine will be going to the raid team unless something is done to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
And we have Cloud9 at the bottom lane actually going for the Moon Shrine.
Yeah, they're going to hold it for as long as they can, but now they have to really look at what kind of tricky rotations they can get into as they approach a level 10 team when they don't have it, because that is a very good window of time that DK will have to try to pick it up. So the Bruisers are starting to push. You mentioned how much pressure they're going to provide on top. Rexar, though, did pick up the ability that allows him to do more damage to minions and mercenaries with that Spirit Swoop at level 7, so that will help clear those out faster.
We have Jaina defending the mid shrine, so no worries there. Meanwhile, bottom shrine here, we have the rest of Cloud9 picking up the Moon Shrine. Sniper top lane pushing down the lane as much as possible. And it seems like Zagara is pretty dominant even against Rexar.
Yeah, Misha is having a really hard time, especially versus all of her minions too. But Sniper has run out of mana. He picked up that battle momentum at level 7, and that does mean that he is very mana dependent. So it may be somewhere where she's going to get pushed back. Actually, up in top, she gets taken out. A rotation from Jaina comes in, and that's a great move from Cloud9 to try to bring this back.
K1 Pro with the flanks, making good of his word. He is the best flanker that America has ever seen so far. Fan, meanwhile, in some little bit of trouble there. Haunting will keep him safe. And mid lane, again another Dragonite. Now goes to Team DK. They are also level 10, so this means Cloud9 may not be too keen to defend the spot that the Dragonite's pushing.
Heroic abilities picked up are Devouring Maw, Divine Shield, Strafe, Avatar, and Army of the Dead for Arthas. So we're not looking at a super push-heavy Arthas. We are looking more for his ability to sustain through fights as long as possible, be the brunt of the damage that is given out by Cloud9 if possible.
All right, now they can fight. They already hit the level 10. And a nice cancellation on the charge there by Caffeine. We also will see some really interesting talents, Gilly.
Yeah, we have Bestial Wrath picked up for Rexar. 150% bonus damage for Misha when they pick that up. So we'll see how much damage she's able to do when she gets in the back line. She was already going toe for toe with Zagara a few of those fights.
Man, I really like the Entomb, and you're right, it is the Entomb, but it's not a Ring of Frost. It's with Water Elemental and Misha. So you're getting locked in to a cage with a Water Elemental, as well as a really pissed off bear. I don't want to be in that spot.
I don't think any of DK want to be in that spot. They do have some people who, well, actually, they don't really have much of anything. They'll have to rely on their Devouring Maw potentially to be able to get out with just Muradin, who has the Dwarf Toss, to try to get away from that.
Yeah, Team DK still has the level lead, and they're looking to exert even more lane pressure on the mid as well as bottom lane. Top lane Rex are struggling, but rotation-wise, Cloud9 still not there yet. Caffeine with the Rave Walk. We see a bit of a stun onto the Rhaegar. Rhaegar, Ancestral Healing, down trade, saves himself. DK now pulling back, but there is not enough damage on this side. Savannah just barely joined the team, and Jaina's also there. That Caffeine, a little bit of trouble, maybe popping the Entomb. Not just yet, there goes the Entomb, and the Welling Arrow combo on top of it, but where is the damage? Water Elemental knocking onto the Muradin. Divine Shield, as well as the straight fan dropping a lot of HP. Noble is popping, Avatar already going in, looking for the lockdown. Caffeine, wishing to respawn faster, not gonna get it yet. Nobles will pull back, and Team DK will be safe. That is a 1-for-0 exchange.
Once again, that Howling Blast was so impressive. They weren't quite able to capitalize on it, but they still did get the Leoric takedown as well. Such a fantastic job by Team DK, and once again, they find themselves up a talent tier just as Shrines are about to spawn. But it's not so dire for Cloud9. They're only half a level behind this time. Maybe potential where they won't just have to give away a Dragonite for for free once again to DK.
I'm really excited. I'm looking at a possible Icy Veins build right here, and Caffeine is pulling back. It's going to be okay, but they are one talent down right now. They need to soak the lanes a little bit more before they can get to level 13. And Team DK, they are looking pretty good going into the next phase here for the Dragon Shrines.
The difficulty for Cloud9 is because they have been behind in these fights and they have lost some towers. It becomes pretty tough for you to try to pick up those shrines in top and bottom. Thankfully, Rexar did pick up the Bruisers. That pickup at level 7 for his Spirit Swoop, giving extra damage to non-heroic minions, does mean that you're able to jungle very effectively.
Yeah, we see Caffeine using the Ray Fork nicely timed. And also the fact that I think Arthas is the biggest problem for them. They just cannot go too close to this guy. He does have the Frozen Tempest that does a good amount of AoE damage. I think Caffeine is again setting up the stage with Drain Hope. That is the only thing useful against the Arthas. And as he drops to below 50% HP, some shields coming out. Water Elemental popping as well. Top lane, iDream dropping a lot of HP. And Sniper Noblesse will be able to pick out iDream in the top lane. SCSC maybe the trade here, and he goes down 1-for-1 and two snatches Uther. But there is no damage. The Water Elemental blocking everybody. Jaehyun will be okay.
Man, the Water Elemental, that's exactly what you talked about. The Entomb with Water Elemental, a Snowman saying, if you want to walk past me, you can, but you're going to be slowed down and chilled, and you're going to have to walk past all of these members. But we have a 1 versus 1. But both of the shrines, once again, picked up by DK. But for now, we're going to just see them continue to kind of play roulette here, trying to get to the rotations in and pick them both up.
Oh my God, Fan, you don't want to fear the chain stun, and the hunting will not be successful. Down goes Sylvanas.
All right, so Sylvanas down, and this is a big deal for DK because they're finding themselves up in experience, but also with a little bit of a power play where they have 5 people on the field, and this is huge on Dragonshire because this is a window where you can really try to make something happen. Caffeine really good at guarding the Dragon Shrine, and they do have both of the temples, so that's going to slow down DK. It's very important here that they do everything they can not to give up another Dragon Knight.
They're not really worried about the top shrine because you always have Misha, doing the dirty work, going to the shrine there and picking it up really well. And right now, the rest of Cloud9 just holding it, playing it safe. May see a possible Bush party here. Noblesse as well as the rest of the team looking for a possible flank, but he may be in a lot of trouble. If they spot him out, Fan gonna get caught out. Jaehyun swings by looking for the stun, will not get it. Caffeine now also using Wraith Walk. And it seems like the push on the bottom lane will still continue from Team DK.
Yeah, they have so much damage they can just freely throw on that, and the zoning from SCSC was really superb. Nobody wants to walk through the Frozen Tempest because it slows you more and more the longer you're in it, so he can follow with you, make you slowed, taking free damage, if you will, for DK. So all the while, Vala and Zagara were free to throw damage on that fort, so that'll be the first fort taken down for the game, and that does give level 16 to Team DK.
They will have the talent lead again, but just for a brief moment here, Sniper going back to the top lane to address this. Rexar is almost looking like it's a very, very painful hero to deal with in the top lane. Without Zagara there's nothing they can do. They're going to make sure that they don't fight S5s. And Dragonshire, I mean, this battleground is all about teamwork, split up. You're not looking at big 5v5s all the time. You're looking at strategy. You're looking at a macro play. You're looking at making sure that you win the lanes and defend the fort. Because the first fort will be what keeps the shrine folks alive.
Yeah, there's a lot of skirmishes here, like you mentioned. You don't see a ton of those 5v5 fights. And when you do, they're always very epic. But until then, you really want to try to catch your opponent where they have fewer heroes than you do, or they're down a talent tier when you are. It's all about strategizing, trying to catch them in their rotations and have the favorable engagement on top of that.
Okay, we see the top shrine again. Misha swings by, denying the possibility there, as well as the Dragon Shrine in the mid lane. Still no Cloud9 members going for it. Rest of Team DK with a bit of a rotation to the top lane. iDream buying so much time, but where is the Dragon Shrine attempt?
Well, Caffeine's trying hard, but there are several members here of DK going to be able to stall it out long enough for them to pick up the top shrine. Speaking of King Caffeine, I wanted to point out that he did grab Imposing Presence at 16. This isn't often seen on Leoric. You usually see like the Renewed Swing or Consume Vitality for a Skeletal Swing. Oh, but he might be in trouble here, so we might have to continue this conversation later, Babel.
Wraith Walk from Caffeine. Noblesse looking for the lockdown, not gonna get it. Dunk Train keeps the teammates safe, and the rest of Team DK now with a 5-man aggression on the mid lane. They will not have control of the top shrine. Again, Misha goes to work.
Yeah, well, they're having a heck of a time picking up the shrines. They can't, or at least are stopping the Dragon Knight being picked up from Cloud9, but it's only a matter of time until Cloud9 may be able to find one of these members of DK, catch them out. It could be right here. They're on the way in.
And yet to catch a sniper. That goes to the Banshee Jaehyun, pulling back, but that goes to the Divine Wall. And Central Healing connect. Baneling's bursting some coming back in here. We will lose Sagara on the side of Team DK. iDream with Misha doing so much work, but no more Basura. And iDream still staying alive. Rexar goes down. SCSC still pretty okay, but Nobles dropping way too much HP. 2 for 1 exchange so far, maybe more. SCSC gets stopped, and Atlas looking to go down. Last few hits, and they get it. Nobles down. Also one go out. Horman down. Now Growl is roaring. Cloud9 will win that fight.
4 for 1 here in favor of Cloud9. They finally find an engagement, and for once they're ahead in experience. They're going straight for the Dragon Knight. They know this is their time. They've got to start getting some structures down. But thankfully, they haven't really even lost very much themselves into this game. We've had a lot of really good defense from both sides on those structures.
We will celebrate the first Dragon Knight from Cloud9 as they plow down the mid lane. Finally, a fort on the side of Team DK will be addressed here. Fans knocking on quickly on the mid fort. And still we have 20 seconds before the full team forms up for Team DK with Mordin's respawn.
Yeah, at this point, they're going to, it looks like they're going to go down and take another 4-2. They realize they're getting very, very close to those Storm Talons at level 20, which would be oh so beneficial for them. And they're even skipping the Talons, or the towers. They know that they need to use this time they have with the Dragon Knight on more experience-giving and more important structures like this fort.
Look at K1 Pro. It is the IC vein. It's time for Jaina to let it go. Level 20. Storm Talent getting picked up, Dilly.
Yeah, we have rewind for more heals from Rhaegar, as well as Spectral Leech coming in for Leoric. Every time he has a basic attack, he'll be stealing health from all of the members, making him even more survivable and taking even more of the life away from these members of Team DK.
It's such a good counter against Arthas because he's got a good amount of HP right there. Caffeine with the Entomb, a bit too far back. Rest of the team still not ready for it. Fans gonna respawn in just 5 seconds. The whole team pulling back slowly. Misha knocking on the keep. The keep will still stand, but C9 pulls back. They have the Storm Talent. It could be a bait. We don't know just yet. And it seems like it will be the Howling Blast connecting a little bit. Drainhold will be disconnected as well. Nobles will just run away with the Dwarf Toss. Rest of the team going in the last hit. And they get the kill for Cloud9.
Spirit Swoop will swoop in and take out the keep. They're able to secure that. DK tried desperately to push them back, but they knew it was going to be very difficult to deny that keep getting taken out because they don't have level 20, still half a level away. And this is a time when Cloud9 are going to start to paint the map blue. They're going to move around. They're going to push the lanes back. They're going to pick up whatever camps they are and push with them, especially those bottom camps. They're so important now because they have the keep down there. Those will be pushing with catapults, Babel.
That's exactly why the combat mechanics in this game is so strong. You're looking at one good fight and the mid four going now. The entire bottom lane decimated already. Cloud9 still has the lead, but Team DK is almost getting the level 20 that they desperately need.
And that's the power of Sylvanas too, right? The fact that they were able to go in and take out so many structures lends to the fact that she has that black arrow for her trait. She's able to stop those structures from attacking. They can at any time rotate to another structure like we see them doing here and quickly start to decimate it as well.
Lyric scouting out the enemy team. He does have Brave Walk. He will be okay. Drainhold not connecting. A bit of a dangerous position for him to be in. iDream's Misha looking for a bit of a disengage in case it is needed. But C9 stays safe.
Yeah, she's so nice for that. The fact that she only counts as a quarter of experience if you do take her out. You don't want to lose her because Rexar is way weaker without her. But the fact that you have her there, she can be out in front and she can charge in to stun someone to allow the other heroes to escape is really nice play by iDream on that Rexar.
Knowing Cloud9's strategy, they win one more fight and that's all they need. It will be a straight core if possible. iDream goes in for a lockdown. Spectral Leech going to work. There goes the Hardened Shield quickly on SCSC. Caffeine pulling back. 2-men stun in the background. But Team DK will steal one blood. Sniper is already in position for the Devouring Maw if needed.
Yeah, Cloud9 took some damage there, but everyone's healing back up. Noblesse jumping very far forward. Now that is down. That means Dwarf Toss is down. They aren't going to go straight after him, but it could have been a potential for them to do so.
Yet, unfortunately, Fan as well as down train in both the Sylvanas and Rhaegar, they are at the top lane. And we see King Caffeine again going and boxing out the Meridian. Who's the real king here?
I think King Caffeine.
Yep, not Mountain King nor Lyric Black King, but here we have King Caffeine, and coffee wins any day.
All right, well, I agree with that. I would love some right now. But until then, let's see who's going to grab the next Dragon Knight. We have iDream. Once again, Misha on that shrine. So nice to be able to pick that up with her without putting themselves out of position. They have the potential there. There is the charge in as well. And you mentioned it. If they pick this up, they're going to go to core with it. It's a potential 20-minute Dragon Knight. That is so strong.
It is Mutalis just retiring right there. And we also see iDream just using Misha to its maximum potency right here, defending the shrine quickly, and Noble is going in, missing the Storm Bolt. Unfortunately, FCSC will be in front, but there is the Entomb on 2 target, also the silence in the back line. But Cloud9, they are not comfortable yet. They want to take it a little bit slower, making sure Misha with Vessel Rum holds the front line. There goes Misha charge, and the Divine Chill onto the Meridian. It's gonna be okay. King Caffeine from the back line, still not in 2 for 30 seconds, but he's still holding on pretty strongly. Will not be enough. A 3-man Divine from Team DK. They want the beatings coming out. More damage on the side for the Koreans, but still no takedown yet. Dunk Train now trying to stay alive, but will not be successful. 2 for nothing exchange.
2 down on the side of Cloud9, and one of them their healer. This is big for DK. They've already picked up one of the shrines. They send Muradin up to the top to get it and start to rotate to the mid in the meantime. They're ready. It looks like Cloud9 are desperate to try to stop this. They know that probably everyone isn't up here yet, especially because Leoric provides vision.
The flag from K1 Pro. They wanted to take the Noblest one go out. But Cloud9, 3 versus 4 is still not so good. We have a bit of a catch-up. Caffeine from the back line. They need to group up, waiting for the reset. The A2 on 2 targets, but still not enough damage. Caffeine holding the front line. iDream with Misha. They want to box out SCSC. He pumps the Army of the Dead. Strafe doing a lot of damage in the back line. Crazy moving, staying safe. Some kills coming in, but still no kills yet. And Afta's maybe the first to go down. Afta's getting healed up again. And with the Divine Shield, things like that will go down. In the back line, Jay here now. In even more trouble, willing arrow connect. Misha, jump for joy. Unfortunately, no stop, but Jay will go down.
That fight could have been so bad for Cloud9, but they rolled the dice, and it came up boxcars because they didn't have their support. They didn't have Rhaegar, and it was only a warrior down on the side of DK. Yes, it was a very important warrior, but they still had one more. It was much scarier for Cloud9 there, but they knew they had the Sylvanas. They knew they could stop the fort from attacking. They went in for it, and they were able to pick up yet another Dragon Knight here.
Oh, Fan channeling up. Fan will beat up Dragon Knight. Misha catches SCSC, and there goes the N2. This is the big problem, and the shot back on Father. Not enough damage for Team DK. We still see Fan doing some damage, but it is not going to be a kill just yet. Cloud9, they want to take it slow. They don't have to rush this, but they are in the lead.
Yeah, and Jaina is up in 10 more seconds too. And they have plenty of time, still a full minute with the Dragon Knight still for Jaina to be able to come up. And you look where they're pushing. They already have catapults here. There's only a tower standing in the way for the core. They know this is a 22-minute Dragon Knight, Babel.
It is going to be the bingo lane right here. We're looking at a tower, but Fan wants to go to the core. Caffeine on the back line, doing some damage against Noblius. That Spectral Lich is just so painful to deal with that I don't think Muradin will stay safe. Fan losing a lot of HP, tanking up so much damage, but Muradin is still not going down here. Fan now may actually respawn as Sylvanas, and Cloud9 will fail this objective. They have to pull back. We still see Noblius staying safe. King Caffeine running back again. Stumble misses yet again, and the essential healing unfortunately will not connect. We will be down for 5 seconds, and Cloud9's Caffeine needs to respawn quickly. He is using whatever mechanics possible to come back and break the game.
Misha was there once again and did fall, but as I mentioned before, not a ton of experience. And at this point, we've already hit the Storm talent, so it's more important that they're able to keep all of their big heroes alive. And that means they need to get Leoric back. But you mentioned it before, he'll come back faster. He is Leoric and has that undying ability. He can use his abilities to cheat death a little bit, and that's exactly what he's done. So he's almost up. The important thing is that the rest of Cloud9 were able to get away, so it didn't become a win condition for DK.
It is, and in fact, if you think about it, the 2 things that can die on Cloud9's roster. First would be Misha. That's the best thing you throw away. Second would be King Caffeine. because he comes back so quickly. So in general, it's still not a bad of a loss at the bottom lane, but they did not push down the lane fast enough. And generally, it's just a bit of a miscommunication, I think. They wanted to go for Muri, they wanted to push together, and nothing was achieved.
Yeah, the Dragon Knight did take a lot of free damage from that core up there, as well as all of the members, because the rest of the team was focusing on Murden and weren't able to pick him up. So we'll see how this big push, this minion push that we have in the bottom, but we could have a fight as well.
A bit of a problem as central healing used already, but this is a sandwich, and Team DK is the meat patty right in the center right now. SCSC holding up the front, trying to chase after Rhaegar, and Negotiator splitting the fight into SCSC with the Divine Shield now will be able to hold the front, but Caffeine pulling back, and Cloud9 stays safe. K1 Pro again with the flanks and dropping those really icy cold rain.
Every heroic ability has been used except Devouring Maw, and that can really change the tide of battle. Cloud9 need to be so careful there, and they realized that that was still up. They knew that that could be a potential problem, so really great disengage from them. Both teams playing fantastically here, knowing that a wipe at this point, it's game over for them.
It is, and they have to play very safe. 24 minutes in, almost 25, Gilly. 9-11. We are looking at really good even game here on Dragonshire. Cloud9 still has the lead. They want to make sure they take one good fight. That's all they need to win this game number one.
Yeah, and because they have the keep down, it's on the back foot force DK. But here is the fight. You mentioned that Zisha is charging in.
Oh, maybe this is the one the Varma connects on two targets behind Sniper. With both, that's used. Caffeine gives chase, but already they lose Arthas. And King Caffeine dropping way too much HP will actually go down 1-for-1 at the end.
All right, a warrior down on each side, as we do have the potential for a Dragon Knight to be picked up. One shrine held on either side. A big minion push up in the top, maybe enough to take down this top four. But Sylvanas is going to come in. She can clear out these waves so fast, might be able to save it.
Might just be enough, but one thing I like to point out here is that if you look at the cooldown, there is no Devouring Maw for the next 1 whole minute. As for all the other heroes used for Cloud9, the cooldown is only 10 seconds remaining, so they can take a fight in the next 10 seconds and have a 30 seconds window to win that fight.
All right, so now we have the Dragon Shrines trying to be picked up. It looks like we might have a bit of a trade here happening, so just back and forth, but Noblesse might be cut out here. Here comes iDream.
And Noblesse pulling back. He's gonna stay safe a little bit. Rest of Team DK is already in the back line. Water Elemental giving chase, and Tomb catches Sniper. He still has both, or maybe not. And the welding arrow, but we have the Divine Shield keeping him safe for a little bit. Crazy moving, pulling back again. More consistent damage from Team DK. K1 Pro with the flank. SCSC goes in. He bolts back out, and it seems like there's still no kill.
And the big deal was the Divine Shield was popped there, but once again now Devouring Maw is up. Unfortunately, Noblesse is in a lot of trouble here, and he's gonna fall.
Noblesse goes down 4 versus 5. This is for real. They know they have the numbers. Can they win this fight? And Doom is gonna be up in just about 15 seconds. FCSC with all those extra body blocks is not able to run away. And Central healing again. And after trying to pull away, running away from that Skyler game. And Devouring Maw connects. Nagara already gone. Maybe Cloud9 wins here. I don't know. But FCSC looks to go down for sure. A lot of kills coming out. It is not enough. 3 men down. JQ now getting one back in. That's the second score. We got Crazy moving, running away. Fan giving chase. But Fan, you want to make sure you focus on the core because this is their moment. Cloud9 looking to nail the final hammer in here. And it will be a possible win. Straight in the back line, but nobody cares about Vala right now. They want the core. They want to make that sandwich. Vala still goes down at the end. But the core now dropping 4 will go down. And it seems like game number 1 will go to Cloud9.
Cloud9 taking game number 1 versus Team DK, and this is huge for them. They are 1 game away from facing Team Dignitas in the final. All they have to do is 1 more, but Team DK looked very strong for that game. They dragged on for a long time because Cloud9, they really struggled to find the final nail in the coffin there. So we'll see how the next game tends to go.
Well, it is very exciting. I mean, that first game was close for most part, but Cloud9, they had the bigger and better macro game. Don't you agree, Kui?
Absolutely. When it got to that
I'm back. Back in action. Those were good times. Those are good times. Look at all those people. I know. Look at all those people, dude. That was probably the most audienced HOTS match there ever was, because that was at BlizzCon. You couldn't even get into the HOTS section of the the HOTS hall anymore. There were so many people. How did Blizzard screw that up? It looked awesome. It was. It was. It's pretty awesome. You were enjoying chair stream? Wait a minute. Should I just peace out? I mean, I could just peace out. You could keep watching. I'm sure you guys know the next game that happened in that series. The next game that happened was the Murky game. Bye bye. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Seeing those games makes you sad nowadays. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, if you guys want to see the rest of the games in that series, Tacitus has the link for you. Just click on his link. I know how you feel. Big same, C-Mark. Big same. Just in time to skip Murky Abba game. What the? I'm watching the rest. Peace out. You guys all just want to watch the rest? Am I not needed here? Maybe I go pee pee poo poo again then. Wait a minute. I guess I'm not needed here, guys. Alright, y'all want the trip down memory lane that bad, huh? So be it. Okay, fine. Boom. Boom. Boom.
We don't know what is left in
Okay,
TPK's
fine.
wild
We'll just do the trip down memory lane then. I'll show you from draft, because the draft was pretty funny. The draft is ready! It's ready!
For the semifinals,
Beep, beep, boop,
we're
boop.
going to Cursed Hollow. Wow, did not see that coming.
Yes, a very large battleground, of course. We were sort of talking. What?
I know what happened. Team DK went for first pick, and Cloud9, they love Cursed Hollow. So
They
that's
sure
what happened.
do. But we have DK banning out the Kael'thas. I think we're likely to see them grab that Jaina. Cloud9, this is a big battleground. We talked about this. They don't like dealing with the Abathur. Do you think that's maybe a pickup that they will choose to ban?
It's either going to be the Abathur, the Tyrael, maybe the Jaina. We haven't really seen too much of that yet. Also, Uther's in contention there. There really are quite a few very impactful strong picks. Okay, they're sticking to their word. They are just not going to be playing against Tyrael at all for the rest of this tournament.
Sounds like maybe they found something that they dislike more than Abathur. I did not think that was possible, Babel.
Yeah, well, Abathur is one of the most broken mechanics this game has so far, if played correctly.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, it's a very hard thing to do, but most teams, they want to make sure that they get the macro game going, soaking the lane EXP. But what this means is that Abathur is actually open for Team DK. And we actually saw Dignitas use the Abathur to take down Cloud9 before, but they will lose to Jaina first.
All right, with Jaina being picked up here, Cloud9 now have 2 picks of their own.
Make
and they're the only
HOTS
2
great again.
before we go into the round of bans, because DK will have 2 more picks before that. So looking at this, we still have Uther available. We still have Murden available too. And we even have the potential now, because K1 Pro won't get that Jaina, we may even get to see one of his patented Tyrande plays.
Yes, the Tyrande has really made a huge splash during the Vegas competition. Probably even a lot would say was kind of the MVP, especially during that last game with the Owls. Just sort of has a knack for really having that map, you know, awareness, if you will. What are we going to see for these first 2 picks? Is it going to be that Uther? Seems to be a very common pick to grab early on, but really just does not have the best of win rates, despite how talked up of a hero he is.
I agree, Uther. Whoa! We have Hive Mind! Abathur going to Cloud9. Where's those Abathur hats? We need them right now.
We do! We're feeling you apparently not having these. There is Abathur as well. The big deal, of course, is that ultimate evolution. The fact that you're able to clone one of your teammates and have 2 of the same teammate on the battlefield. But also, those toxic nests. If you go for that toxic nest build, those are so annoying, especially once you pick up that 50% slow. There's lots of places, lots of bushes that you can place those, and when people run through, all of a sudden they're slowed down and taking massive amounts of damage.
Guys, if you can't beat them, join them. So they're going to grab that Abathur. Now, there's a lot of heroes.
That's my hat right there.
There you go, Babel.
Sir,
There you go.
I need that.
Just throw it on over here.
Yeah, just throw some over here. But yeah, we have a possible Uther pick as well. Down Train, he plays Uther really well. I asked him, and he knows that everybody knows that he got a beard that looks just like the hero.
Yeah. For good reason. For good reason, he really needs to sort of get into the shoes of Uther if he's going to be able to play it that well. So we're going to have Abathur. We need to sort of keep our eyes peeled for what are going to be the good ultimate evolution copies, if you will. What are going to be the good targets for that? Jaina would have been a great one. Obviously, DK has that picked up. Not going to be an option. Perhaps Illidan. Keep that in mind. That is really one of the best ones. Not so heavy of a skirmish map, but they can make it work.
Well, with the Tassadar pickup, that even becomes more viable because then they have the shields from Tassadar to assist whatever support they choose to pick up on top of that. It really is kind of an all-in strategy on that one hero, but that one hero just won't die and is such a commanding presence when it comes to team fights and the ability to clean up once damage starts being thrown out.
So the next question is, does Team DK foresee this and pick up Muradin sort of as a preemptive counter to get that reverberation and slow the attack speed down for Illidan?
I'm thinking Uther Muradin should go to Team DK. Those are tier 1 heroes, but there's a good reason why Cloud9 prioritized the Tesla Abathur, and it is going to be Uther on the side of Team DK. Dungtrain's going to play against his weird team here, or rather copy.
Oh.
And yep, it's going to be Sonya instead.
Oh!
Here we go. Have to wait for that. But Sonya on the side of Team DK, Uther, Jaina, this is a strong lineup here. They got enough damage in the back line, enough burst, and a very, very strong heavy hitter in the front line.
So far, though, the real only control they have is the Hammer of Justice. You know, the spear, but that's not always going to be a guarantee to hit from Sonya. Does Cloud9 ban out or perhaps even scoop up Muradin in this next set of rotations if they're planning on going for that auto attack? You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be Illidan. There's other options as well. Butcher is going to be quite strong. Any of the strong base spellcaster. Okay, they're going to ban it out themselves.
I love that ban because it would be so strong versus the composition that DK have. Sonya is all about not getting stunned. You need to be able to keep whirlwinding to be able to stay in the battle as much as possible. She's a very brawler-heavy hero who excels at constantly being in the fights, and stuns just wreck her. So it makes a lot of sense to take out Muradin, who has a lot of those, especially once he goes into avatar form.
Yeah, definitely. And also going to see Caffeine again on Leoric. That is a fantastic hero for him.
Trademark hero.
Yeah, trademark.
Made some plays last game, if I do say so myself.
Best Leoric that the world has ever seen. King Caffeine, here we go. Cloud9 looking for one more pick. What do you guys think it is?
Probably not to show too much of their strategy. They'll take a support.
Yeah.
I would think.
All right,
One
so
more?
well,
okay, there it is. So
Yeah.
we're going to go for the Brightwing. A large battleground. They really want to make sure that they do have the rotational ability, especially with the tribute spawning. You know, it's kind of a random, you know, between top and bottom. So they need to make sure they have that mobility. They can soak, and then at the last minute, right before that fight happens, rotate down.
Not only that, but look at what they have. Brightwing and Abathur. Such good abilities to soak because of the phase shift, like you mentioned. They also banned Sylvanas, so they want to be in control of the laning when it comes to this map.
Yeah, definitely someone we all know. Team DK, we're looking for a little bit more. I'm thinking Illidan going to Cloud9 already. This is protect Illidan composition. They have run this before. It is pretty successful. Now, Team DK, on their side, though, they will have the Vala, which is a bit more the range damage. Now, the biggest question here is, do they deny the Illidan and pick it up, or is it going to be another frontliner?
I think it'll be another warrior, but who?
Arthas.
Yeah,
That's the one that's really jumping out at me.
I mean, SCSE, he loves Arthas.
Yeah, and he was, some of those fights, it was just took them over 10 seconds.
Whoa!
Okay! Chen!
It is Chen, it
But
is.
up against Polymorph. That seems like such a risky thing. He's not going to be able to brew using his trait, that fortifying brew. That is what really is giving him that sustain. And if you polymorph him right out of that, he can't really be so far in the front line.
But, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
But using that enables Sonya, because it's really just the one polymorph, right?
True. If you're soaking up those stuns and disables, yeah, maybe that is really just what they're going for. All right, one more pick.
Wait. I have to say this. Washing machine combo. Washing machine combo.
It's there.
It's right there.
We're going to have the leap.
I don't know if it's going to happen,
Oh,
but
I
it's
hope
right
we do.
there.
Love it.
Wandering Keg is going to be so fantastic to box out even all of those support on the side of Cloud9. One last damage dealer. Let's see what it is. They have got so much support already coming up for them. Who will be
Who's the target?
leading us to the promised land?
Who's going to deal all the damage for Cloud9?
Who's carrying the flag? It's Okay, was not expecting to see this at all. They do run it, but man, this feels like an incredibly risky strategy. This is the game that could take Cloud9 to the finals, and they're playing Murky.
Wow, talk about perfect strategy, something we all have never expected before. They have run this before, but this is interesting. So Murky has got Slime Pufferfish safety bubble, but I want to talk about the heroics right there. And it's either March of the Murloc, Octo Grab. The first one, it is a complete disable. You will not be able to move. Those tentacles, feel them. They will be there. And Octo Grab also does so much damage. Such a wide range to catch up. Also, you have the March of the Murloc that basically does a lot of slow as well as damage. You know, small little AoE, not too small, but big enough for a fight.
Man,
I'm speechless.
Abathur Murky.
Yeah.
What is happening? And I will admit, Dunk Train said to me, are you ready to see a Murky at BlizzCon.
And you just kind of look and be like,
I
what
was
does that
like,
mean? When is
no.
that going to happen? We asked him during opening, he was like, we're going to play it. We're going to play it for sure. Against GIA, we're going to open up. It just didn't happen. He's like, my team wouldn't let me do it, guys. Like, what do you want? My team wouldn't let me do it. It's like, okay, all right, so that's a little fun thing you try to tease the casters with. That's fine, but here it is. At the most important stage, here it is.
At a game-winning moment, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's basically one more game for Cloud9, and they're waiting for it to happen. And I think that this is living the dream. That's what Murky's all about. That's what
right.
America's all about.
They're pulling out all the stops. Rexar last game, Murky this game. This is insane. Can Cloud9 do it? Man, DK, I hope you're ready.
You think they've even seen something like this before? That's really the big question. As weird of a pick as this is, how much is it going to throw DK off?
Well, it is going to be up to this Cursed Hollow. It's a big battleground, a lot of room for split push to happen. Now, guys, before we go on, composition favorites, please.
Come on.
Okay,
Babel.
Murky. Murky,
please.
We got an answer already, guys. It's very simple. They like Murky. I think that it's going to be very tricky to push up. I kind of like the washing machine combo a little bit more. So we'll see. We'll see. All right? That's it. Thank you very much, Kubi. We'll see you again after this game for more analysis on the game itself. And ladies and gentlemen, join us on Twitter at Esports Heroes using the hashtag Here'sWC. And you can see 93% for Murky on Cloud9. Finally, we're going in. Living the dream. Game number 2. Cloud9 versus Team DK. We're going to Cursed Hollow. Meeting the fun boy John. On the blue team, we got Cloud9. That train on the right wing. Fan on the Avatar. iDream playing as the Murky. And K1 Pro onto the tester on King Caffeine on his signature lyric. And on the red team, all the way from Korea, facing elimination, Team DK. Crazy moving as the Jaina. Jaehyun onto the Uther. Noblesse onto the Sonya. SCSC and Chun. And Sniper will be Yobala.
Sounds like the crowd's in agreement with the Murky pick here as the gates open and we are heading into the Cursed Hollow.
It is a big battleground. The strategy here for Cloud9 is very simple. Soak the lane, push the lane, and make sure that Team DK cannot rotate in time. They will probably go for Toxic Nest build here, just to slow and provide a lot more vision.
Yeah, we're looking at the Murky build, and what we're seeing here is he's going to pick up Bubble Breeze. It gives you movement speed once you do go into that safety bubble. So the name of the game, as he starts to pick up more of these bubble talents, especially at 13 and 16, is Annoyance. Murky is made to just die, be taken out over and over again because he only counts as 25% of a normal hero's experience as long as you don't get his egg on top of the takedown.
Yeah, wow, B-Walk from iDream. Well, he is made to die. How do you make a hero that's meant to die and he goes down? Deserving B-Walk right there.
Absolutely. But he's going to spawn right now from his Easter egg and be right back out into the lane just in time to soak up the rest of the experience. It's a little bit scary to have a solo Murky there in the lane because if he goes down, he can lose out on some of that lane experience. But for now, we do have, it looks like Tassadar joining him, and that means shields. Oh no, Murky is going to rotate up on top of it. So they're just going to be looking for trying to annoy as much as possible. And as they get into the later game, with the build that we'll probably see Abathur put on top of it, it's going to be so much pressure into the lanes. So DK needs to get a lot done early on.
Yeah, and also I really like the idea of having the shield onto Murky because you just make something that's meant to die almost indestructible. Plus, don't forget you have a little bit extra shield from Brightwing as well if she does pick up the face shield going into this game right here. In terms of EXP, still very even right now. Team DK rotation-wise, trying the best to cope with this Murky that's just on a Murky hunt.
Our Jaina has picked up Lingering Chill over Deep Chill, so increasing the duration of Chill from 4 to 6 seconds versus the bigger Slow. So looking to be able to have Chill last for longer, be able to deal more damage, the bigger amounts of damage that she does deal for longer amounts of time.
Oh, Caffeine with Brave Walk seems to be okay. Ancient Spear not even going to be used here by Noblesse. And Caffeine just soaking up the mid lane. They're just playing this slow. Remember, Cloud9, they want to play it slow. They want to soak the lane. They want to apply pressure across all 3 lanes and to fill those mid area, the transitionary areas there with those Toxic Nests.
Yeah, when you're against that Toxic Nest build of the Abathur, or when you're playing with it, rather, you really just want to try to get one lane pushed as far as possible, and then eventually you can start to apply a ton of pressure. It's like putting your finger on a bruise for your team, because you just sit there with the Abathur as much as possible and send your Locust in, constantly pushing the lane, putting pressure on your opponents.
All right, needless to say, this first tribute will be very interesting. Almost 0 contest coming out from Cloud9 unless they do decide to park a Murky right next to it. We'll see what happens here. Team DK going for a very easy first one. Dunk train. Throwing some bananas, feeding Uther a little bit. The guy's very happy. He's going to continue going for it. But meanwhile, back line, we got K1 Pro. Nobles dropping a lot of HP. Tassadar will use that extra help from Dimensional Shift. And Chen with a flying K Caffeine. Ray walks back out. But the team cannot take a fight. This is not a team composition that can win a fight yet. Leoric goes down. Team DK goes in. And an extra flying king onto Dunk Train. Dunk Train needs to stay safe. Some extra shields coming back out. This is not a Murky. It looks like one, but it's actually a Brightwing. And friends no more. Brightwing goes down.
We can't be friends anymore?
Unfortunately, Brightwing goes down, so I don't think so. We have got Caffeine holding up the front. Murky was trying to attempt a steal right there, but was not successful. We have Abathur soaking the lane, so the longer they buy and drag this out, the more, better it will be for them. See Silence Stone coming up. It's just harassment over and over again. Abathur soaking the lane. In terms of macro, they can hold up without losing too much. They can still win. Caffeine holding up, but will go down. Sniper, big check by Murky. Murky brings the kill to the team. Boxing out of Jaina, K1 Pro now going for the tribute. Crazy moving. We'll not see it, Abathur onto the Murky, but we'll take it out at last.
It is going to be so difficult for DK to pick up tribute to Ever. Now, once they start to get SCSC bulkier, they have that chin with the talents that keep him alive for forever, it'll be a different story. But for now, the first tribute is going to go the way of Cloud9 and already fans sitting in the top, putting a ton of pressure on towers on top of it.
I have to say, I was completely wrong. I was expecting Cloud9 to just soak the lanes, but they went for it. Went for the tribute, throw out those harassment, avoid a team fight, come back, throw out more harassment, and hope that Abathur does his work, which he did. He soaked up a lot of ammunition, in fact, all of them on the top lane. So Fan, his primary work right here will be to take down the top lane.
Yeah, the name of the game really is to try to make DK, force DK into an engagement, and then make them last as long as possible. And meanwhile, Abathur will be as far as possible pushing that lane, trying to push down some structures. They already drained a ton of ammo and did damage those towers. Starting to get experience from that, that's going to push them ahead, and then they will be able to win team fights potentially just because of the fact that they have level leads.
Yeah, but right now, level lead going to Team DK, just slight level lead, so very much in control here for Cloud9. We got Murky pulling back, SCSC, bring out some fire. iDream saying, you can't touch this. And we have another tribute spawning. Abathur back to the top lane, going toward K1 Pro, channeling it up. Sniper with the Hungering Arrow, but pulls back with a nice vault. Jaehyun looking for the Holy Radiance, not even going to use it. Oh well, actually use it to force the disengage onto the tribute there. Rest of Team DK is just nicely congregating right here. K1 Pro pulling back. We have a bit of a Brightwing assistance coming. Caffeine goes down. They lose one member. We still have Murky applying a lot of harassment onto Jaehyun. Unfortunately, not going to go through, and a tribute will go to Team DK.
Normally, that would be a very scary tribute to try to pick up for DK because it is in a protected area for Cloud9, but they were able to make it work. They all got in there. They had a perfect position. They separated out the teammates from each other and were even able to pick up a takedown. Now, looking at the talents we have as we get closer and closer to our heroic abilities, I wanted to highlight that we do have Manic Pixie for Brightwing. So it's not going to be damage on her polymorph. It's going to be extra heals for anybody who does have that shield Pixie dust on them.
Yeah, not Peekaboo. Peekaboo is apparently not so useful in this battleground somehow. But we still have Mana Pixie, which basically helps a lot for the Brightwing. And I do believe that as time goes on, the EXP will catch up for both sides. It looks to be pretty even right now. Team DK, they made it work in the last tribute because they were forcing members off the same direction. They're going to make sure that Cloud9 comes from a different direction every single time. They got members that basically don't stay alive so long. And look at that iDream, looking for the burst. Pufferfish will not be enough, but Murky, it's a good try.
Yeah, he did put some serious damage down, and we did see the Octograb, which is what he picked up. We also have Ultimate Evolution, Blink Heal, Force Wall from Tassadar, and once again the Entomb. So maybe we're going to see an Entomb with the Force Wall just to cap it off as a nice little box.
Yeah, it will be really, really good. I mean, it is an interesting follow-up. It is a kill zone, and if you have Murky's pufferfish with Rewind, there's two fishes inside in a box. That's scary.
Sounds like a fish taco right there.
It is a fish taco. Sniper getting cancelled there. Signing Storm not perfectly covering the whole area, but Sniper looking to pick it up really well. And they will get the second tribute for them. Murky still goes down at the end again. Caffeine in the mid lane facing some trouble against Chen. In terms of having the macro game, it doesn't seem to work out so well for Cloud9.
Yeah, I wanted to point out that Cloud9, King Caffeine did pick up Fealty Unto Death at level 4. That is not a normal pickup. It's almost always Hardened Bones because you really need to be able to take less damage when you Wraith walk away from a lot of damage. And a lot of damage is exactly what DK has. So picking up that fealty into death means that he wants to be able to, well, every time a minion near him dies, he gains back health and mana. So they're planning on being in lane a lot.
Yeah, it is, and Caffeine facing off here a little bit, using Drain Hope to stay alive. Some shields from K1 Pro, also bribing, swinging by. They lose the tower right here to mid lane. The next tribute is actually going to spawn really soon. And yep, there we go, 15 seconds. I called it. Crazy moving now, coming in to join the rest of the team. Now, if Cloud9 cannot deny this tribute, it will be cursed.
All right, so they're starting to head up to it right now. We'll see where Abathur goes, probably to the bottom lane to start putting pressure on those structures. But there is a lot of damage already put on King Caffeine, and that's what I'm talking about. Because of they don't have that hardened bones, he took a lot of damage in the Wraith Walk, and they've already been able to take out King Caffeine at this tribute phase.
Can they stop JQ? And I don't think so. Wow, a nice disengage. Some bananas being thrown out. Who thought bananas could be so useful? JQ now able to try and channel up against Murky, going down. Caffeine looking for the respawn. Abathur soaking the lane separately. K1 Pro pulling back. The false wall being used. Chun boxing them up. But we got JQ picking up the curse. And it is curse for Team DK. They will be able to push the top lane as CSC goes in. Because the towers are not attacking. The fort is completely AFK. And Dunk Train needs to pull back. We see Abathur coming in to do the extra work. But SCSC still pushing Dunk Train back. And it will not be a successful defense.
The really big deal there on top of it is that Murky didn't have an egg down. So that was a full respawn timer for him. He couldn't come back in and try to deny the tribute pickup. So that's huge. On top of that, level 13 now being picked up for DK. Jaina considering that Icy Veins, but I'm wondering if maybe she'll want Ice Block because of the fact that Murky can always be there, always putting on pressure, and she could find herself out of position.
A possible Ice Block will be able to stop the Octo Grab, but right now, we have to remember that Cloud9, they can play the long game here. They don't have to go so quick on defending all of these extra outer towers. They just got to make sure that they stay safe and hit at level 20 when you have Rewind, when you got Octo Grab with 2 pufferfish, extra slimes, and you got a bit of the extra Hive Mind on a Simba. That's going to be really good for Abathur. It just shields up so much. Lyric will practically never go down.
Now with your first curse, you're looking at the 2-fort rule. You really want to get 2 forts down because that means that you won't get into, well, we're getting into an engagement right here now, so hold that thought.
Here comes the Divine Shield. Murky goes down again. A quick respawn will be possible, but Caffeine will be the next to go down. Fan out, dropping a lot of HP. Looking to pull back, will be okay. It's actually the Ultimate Evolution clone right there, so he's doing as much damage as possible. We see Dunk Train doing some extra damage with those extra health of those bananas right there, but I Dream will be pulling back. Caffeine looking to respawn. They seem pretty helpless at this state, actually. And K1 Pro popping the extra force wall will be okay. Caffeine respawning as CSC just completely drunk behind at the back line right now. And the Pufferfish going out to do a little bit of damage. Will not connect on Chun. Chun's gonna be okay. Caffeine with some extra shields in front. Pulling back. We see some damage, but Chun will pull back and try and stay safe. SCSC, a lot of HP lost already, and this is the kill zone. The Pufferfish comes up, but it will get cancelled at the end. iDream giving the chase. Octo Grab not available for the next 25 seconds. And it seems like the team is still giving chase here. Novelist pulling back. Sniper will be safe. SCSC drinking up as he goes. iDream still with Abathur on top will finally go down.
Man, we have the Barrel Boys in this house as Chin has picked up that Wandering Keg, and now they have nearly, well, they have a full level lead, but they're nearly 16 talents on top of it. And I mentioned, you're looking at a 2-fort rule with your first curse. That's generally how much you want to get done. That puts you a lot ahead, but it also doesn't mean that you overcommit resources and maybe get caught out when structures start to come back online. They got 2 forts, but they also got the towers in front of the mid keep, and they got a lot of damage on that keep as well.
They got so much benefit from the first curse. Cursed Hollow is a very snowbally map. Generally want to make sure that you get those tributes early on. It's not to say it's impossible to come back, but you're going to make sure that you play even harder at a later stage here. And Murky again in a lot of trouble. The boss will go to Team DK. Crazy moving, looking to do some damage there. Nice step by iDream. I'm surprised he's not B-walking right now, but he's going to be okay.
Now they picked up the boss on top, and it's really important that they grab that. It's the safer one. It's on their side, but also that's where it's going to push, and they've already taken down the fort on that side, so it's going to start putting pressure onto the keep structures. And later on, because it is on their safe side, on DK's side, that's always something that they can be looking at winning off of because of that boss. So they really want to get as much damage done from that, and they really want to keep putting on the pressure on that top lane specifically.
At a moment like this, Avatar's play will be important. You want to make sure that you have a good Avatar on your side because you have still 2 more tributes to go. That is about 2.5 minutes into this next phase of the game. As long as Avatar can soak up the lane and get a level lead back, it's going to be pretty possible before they are forced to take the next fight. They want to get level 16 because that's where most of the talents will be unlocked here quickly for Cloud9.
Now they did pick up level 16. A great play, by the way, in grabbing that level 16. King Caffeine pushed with these giants while the rest of the team knew they had enough damage to take out the boss. So they knew they didn't need to have everyone there. It was overkill, so they got their level 16. Unfortunately, they did lose their own boss. They knew they couldn't contest it. They didn't have the same talent tier, so they are going to have to deal with this boss on top of it. And this means that Cloud9 is being put on the back foot on their favorite battleground here.
Yeah, it is. We still see the Grave Golem pushing down the bottom lane. Avatar is trying to do whatever he can on the top lane right now. And Tomb being used already. Caffeine don't have that for the next 45 seconds. Tribute spawning on the top half of this map. But Team DK, they don't care. They want to get the bottom keep. Murky's egg is so close to the team. They're going to make sure they play safe. Down Trey pulling back. Polyp up going down. iDream swings by. Looking for some damage. A fan cloning up another Caffeine. That is Julio in the back line. Noble is in a lot of trouble. There goes the Divine Shield. We'll be okay. Pufferfish will connect. It seems like Jaehyun is dropping a lot of HP, but will still stay safe. Caffeine goes down at the end. Ice Block comes out. Fan now doing even more damage. Crazy moving goes down. Nobilis will also be in a lot of trouble, dropping way too much HP. The team has to force to disengage. We see Dimensional Shift. iDream coming back out again. And finally going to see Brightwing phase shift right into this one. Sniper going down a lot of damage already. Some extra help from Avatar. The top head quickly onto iDream. And he will again use the safety bubble. This is why Murky's so good at level 16. Caffeine looking for the respawn, slowing them by so much. And Team DK may not be runway, but Wandering Keg ensures that the safety mechanic will be there. And Tomb catches them. Sniper now in even a lot more trouble. The Pufferfish gets cancelled, but SCSC jumps onto iDream. iDream still alive. Murky, he is practically not made to die. With Avatar on top of him and safety bubble. And now the Brightwing attempt. SCSC said, I'm done, I'm enough, I'm just gonna drink here. You know, I'm gonna really go down. Looking to go down, well go down. And Cloud9, they are back in this game. The game is equalized.
How did Cloud9 pull that off? It looked so bad, but man, they kept going. The fact that they had that Murky, they knew when Leoric would be back up. Now they've taken out a fort. Meanwhile, that whole entire time, that huge, long fight, they had Avatar up top, soaking and pushing too. They're ahead in experience, Babel.
Yeah, they are, and this is why a good Avatar is so important. You need to know when you need to body soak, and that's exactly what Fan did. Going all the way out here to the top to make sure he makes that play, but we're gonna be careful. There are some enemy, structures here that can spot him out, and the rest of Cloud9 pushing down the bottom lane, and Tomb not really connecting, straight by Sniper. Going out, a lot of consistent AoE damage coming out from that Vala. iDream now pushing down the bottom lane. Nobilis flanking from the side. Murky goes down, but the Pufferfish, the damage has been done, and Vala goes down. What a world trade. Murky will rejoin quickly, but Caffeine dropping a lot of HP, some shields going down, and he goes down finally. Fan now dealing some damage in back lane. Nobilis now, you don't want to play against Murky. There goes the slide. Murky now with the invulnerability again on the safety bubble. A few seconds before he won't be able to use it again. Just so good. iDream giving a bit of a chase with more slime. Gotta stay safe here. The shift from Tesla, K1 Pro. Popping Dimensional Shift. Nobilis with those extra slams coming in. iDream running back. But look at Fan. He gets the turn.
This whole time, Fans just sit there, picks up the tribute. Like, I'll just grab this, guys. Don't worry. Look at the push on top, too. Now they're even back. Caffeine's back. He hits the Entomb on top of Gino as well. And there is the force wall.
But there is not enough damage for a takedown, and Murky's not in the vicinity. FCSC with a flying king onto Caffeine. It's going to go down easily, and that's gone already now. Team DK wants a little bit more. The curse will still be in effect. Here comes iDream. Murky lives the dream with another Pufferfish, looking to use the safety bubble, stay alive. Nova to the whirlwind. They want to burst out of Murky, but it's so hard with so much shield up. It's practically like an Illidan with so much extra damage on it. A lot of AoE damage. Jump bomb, Starcraft goes down. Pufferfish not used, but the damage has been done. It's just buying so much time. Meanwhile, they lose the top cave.
They hate to play against the style, but apparently they love to play it. They get a keep the first keep of the game.
And you have iDream still on SCSC. Come on, get it out of me, brother. This is not going to work out. He bolts away. They want to catch a little bit more. And Tomb, big use. SCSC in a lot of trouble. Drinking his wolves away. That's not going to work. Combo goes down. And Chad will be going down as well. Nobody's now in a lot of that's okay. Caffeine pulling back K1 Pro against Vada with the Apple Bright Wing on the sideline. Caffeine pulls to the left side, will be safe. Murky's egg is just so close.
Man, that was an amazing play by King Caffeine to wait until the bolt from Chen had been used to throw down the Entomb on top of it. You can't use it twice in a row, and it's a 70-second cooldown. So they were able to throw down the polymorph, he couldn't drink through it, and on top of that, they got Chen down. He's down for another 34 seconds. This is a perfect amount of time for them to be able to, is this them just going out and taking the boss by themselves? I guess with the app at their hat, that's a lot of damage they can do on top of it. So they're gonna work on this. They wanna get another keep down. They wanna win condition. They wanna move on to the grand finals of Blizzcon.
And they get spotted up by Team DK. The rest of the team in the vicinity. Caffeine now with the flank. Divine Shield, Bosswall. You shall not pass. But nobody gets it, but the rest of the team, Caffeine will go down.
This Dunk Train's family right here cheering for him, cheering loud. Give them a cheer as well for supporting him. Come on, Cloud9, that's what they're saying. And let's see if they're able to close out the series.
And we still see iDream playing the Murky, living the dream in the back line. In terms of level, both teams are dead even. Another Falco Sniper has the vault, will be okay. He does also a bolt of the stump. K1 Pro gives chase. Psionic Stump coming right out. Caffeine looking for the respawn. A few seconds remaining. The swing will not connect. No slow right there. But K1 Pro gives chase again. Another false wall. Nomad's dropping so low. Jaehyun quickly with those heals. Caffeine respawns and Tomb. It's a possibility here, but he will not use it.
All right, so they're just working on getting these lanes, continuing to push. Meanwhile, Aperture has been putting on the pressure, just hanging out in mid, why not? As he is working on that final fort remaining on the side of DK. But the really important thing is that DK is kept completely back in their base at this point. This is a battleground. Well, all battlegrounds, you don't want to have catapults pushing against you, but especially on Cursed Hollow, because you want to be out, you want to be contesting these tributes. If they could pick this one up, they would be able to get a curse, but it's not going to happen. Dunk Train is here. Can Noblesse slow him down? The line slowing.
And the wall, and Caffeine will go down, but DK, they will not get the tribute. No curse. Curse is denied. iDream going in. There are no mistakes for Murky, just happy little accidents. Ruined. I know, we got it. And we also will see Team DK now knocking on a possible wall. iDream in the backline, Poppyfish not connecting. They're knocking on the Grave Golem. Already Caffeine looking for a respawn. iDream goes down. K1 Pro needs to stay safe. He does have pressures, and not a false wall yet again. And Murky looking to rejoin the team quickly, but look at Fan. He's pushing the bottom lane. SCSE now going up against K1 Pro. He may not have pressures. There goes another dimensional shift. Will be okay. And Murky gives chase in the backline. Another clone to Tassadar in the backline. SCSE holding up. Murky goes down. Noblesse wants to give chase against Caffeine. He's holding up so well with the Spectral Leech, but will Wraith walk out of trouble there? And then at the end, Ancient Spear, will connect on Caffeine. He finally goes down. Noblesse is doing whatever, but look at Evan3. He's getting a keep.
The keep is going down so fast to these Locusts. DK realize they need to try to win here. This pressure is too much for them. They're trying to get a team wipe, but it's so tough because Murky just keeps walking right back into the fight and dealing more damage every time they think they nearly have it. Murky comes back, or Leoric comes back. It's so difficult for them, but if they can get this tribute, they would be able to get a curse, start to even out this pressure.
Yeah, they have to. They're just buying time, playing it safe, toxing Ness up whatever, wherever, and hoping to make sure that they get one good fight. That's all they need to end this game for Cloud9. For Team DK, they also can win this game in one fight. Now iDream, he's getting chased by 3 heroes right here. This is remarkable.
All right, so King Caffeine working on Chin with that Drain Hope. He's already very low. iDream trying to come in a lot of trouble, but does have that rejuvenating bubble, so healing back up. The Entomb goes down, but Caffeine very far forward, will get taken out, as does Murky. Only Tassadar and Brightwing remain, but once again, they bought the time. They picked up the tribute. Another curse denied from DK.
Credits to Dunk Train right there. He just directly went for the tribute and got the extra count. So now it's 2 upon 3 for both sides. Team DK is definitely frustrated. How do you work against such a composition? So much shield, impossible to take down, and so much toxicness. Gotta make sure the position's right, gotta make sure the flank angle is correct, and gotta make sure to stay alive on top of all of it. It is gonna be really, really hard for them to pull off.
All right, well, we've got the boss trying to get picked up here from Cloud9. They know that keep is down. They know they could push with that and be able to win the game. It's been caught, but there's the Octograph!
This is Vala, and she goes down. This will be a window that team needs. They got 60 seconds to make the magic work here. Take down this Grave Golem, push down the bottom lane. SCSE spots out, but the Toxiness will slow him a little bit. Maybe go for a second kill. We don't know. Caffeine getting cloned here by Fan. Will also go down for an even trade, but maybe Chen trying to pull back will not be possible easily. There goes the Frost Wall, and no flying kick, and no polymorph yet. He does have Bolt of the Storm. SCSE is going to stay safe a little bit. Won't be okay. Caffeine in the back line, looking for the respawn, but does not have it yet. He does have Filthy, but it's not quick enough, and Caffeine is holding up the aggression. Fan again, so close to the tribute, looking to do a little bit of extra contribution here. Murky will go down. Fan just runs away.
Yeah, a really big point there is that because Vala did go down, they knew exactly what Cloud9 was up to. They knew they had to deny that boss. So going in with Chen, they didn't want to lose him, but they were able to send him in and be able to stop that boss pickup. That's huge for DK.
Oh, the shield, and Caffeine will be okay. Dream with the safety bubble, as well as K1 Pro flanking on the side again. And Noblesse now trying to hold the front. We see Caffeine doing whatever he can. SCSE pulling back at the Yamko grab again. Dream not able to go quickly because of the clans on the crazy moving. And we see that Murky still holding the front. K1 Pro the back line against Noblesse. There goes the extra. A hungry Kang, and quickly Sniper picks up Fan on the sideline. We also will see the Divine Shield on the crazy moving. He's getting killed back up by Jaehyun, but iDream has got so much AoE damage with those slime. And SCSE still holding the front. Sonya goes down, and we see the ice block. This could be game. iDream picks up Jaina. Jaina's gone. SCSE way too low for count, but iDream goes down. But his egg is very, very far. He will not rejoin in time. Red team gets cursed. Taxidar gets it for the team. We're having a lot of pressure on top lane, and bottom lane Chen goes down. 3 men down. It's Sniper. It's Jaehyun. Has Cloud9 done it?
Cloud9 is on their way to the core, should bypass this keep, especially because it's not going to attack because it is cursed. But the big thing was because, yes, Vala was able to take out the Abathur, but now the Octagram goes down. She wasn't there for the fight, and they've lost 3 people. They only have 2 left here to be able to defend this.
And the core 30%. Cloud9 will go to the final. That's exactly how the Korean overlords fall.
Cloud9 victorious in the semifinal, 2-0 versus DK, and they move on to face Team Dignitas in our finals.
Wow, this is interesting, Gilly. I know why you're looking at me, but this is interesting. Cloud9 is living the dream of Murky. I mean, it's completely unexpected, it's completely mind-blowing, and it basically means that any hero is good as long as the player is good.
It was a fantastic job by them, definitely, and I can't wait to see what Kubi brings to the table to show us, because there were so many cool plays, and I want to know what you chose.
Oh my goodness! And we're into the whole draft.
Look at that crowd, chat. Look at that crowd. Long poop stream? Hey, only the first game was a long poop stream, okay? The second game, I got kicked out. I got kicked out of my own stream. Stream said chair is better than fan, go away. And so I did. And so I did.
Is his ability to chase consistently with the Taskar
The
shield.
Koreans were not ready for the Merc. They were not. They were not. The most legendary Murky strats of all time. Look at how big this shield is, dude. Like a Tassadar shield, Brightwing E,
dragging the game out. That
Abba
was all
hat,
that they needed to get this game to move forward.
Superhero Murky.
Getting to level 16 and beyond, and slowly draining them of
while
all
Abba
of their
kills
will
all their
to move forward
buildings.
this game.
These comps
And
looked
this is
crazy.
exactly the
Yeah, they
type of
they
combo
were.
that
This
really
was
makes Murky
this
so
was the
threatening. We're
first
gonna pause it right
BlizzCon.
here, and it has absolutely to do with this pop
The first actual like
you played Murky, a huge startup time.
the first actual like qualifier BlizzCon. So like the first real one.
All they need is to make sure that
First
Uther is
major
not anywhere nearby to
world
provide any kind
tournament
of cleanse or
there
divine
ever
shield.
was.
Exactly
Is
what
that a
going on
replay
in
by
this case.
Windows? Were
We're
we
able to
sponsored by
continue to lock
Windows
down these
Replay?
heroes consistently with these kind of punishes.
We have a
We're gonna see
Microsoft
one more
sponsorship in
clip with a
2015?
really nice
Yeah,
entomb,
man,
and
what
another
happened to
ability
that?
was so good
Why
and
don't we have
clutch
that
in
anymore?
really being able to lock out so many of
Microsoft
these
save
takedowns
us, Copium.
throughout the game, and they just completely
Coach.
drain DK of any moral to go on.
Wow, it is really, really awesome. I mean, Cloud9 is doing such a good job at this game. Murky, pocket strategy. We saw Navi pulling out unorthodox strategies already in opening week. We never thought Cloud9 could do the same. We just have to ask ourselves this question. Is there more?
I hope so. I really hope so. What's left, Gazlo?
I know. How many heroes are left that they could pull out at this point? What a ridiculous strategy, but they absolutely played it so well.
I forgot to do the
Fantastic.
Butcher
Kudos
challenge.
to
Well, I didn't
Cloud9
forget,
for
but
bringing
my
something
stomach
so
exploded, so I
crazy
couldn't
to
do the Butcher
absolutely
challenge.
most important game
Alright, we'll do that
that
next
this
time.
team has ever played in Heroes of the Storm.
Did no one
All
drop
right,
any
guys,
tanks or
I wanna know
what?
what you
Well, it was like back then, like Calf loved main tank Leoric, so he basically refused to play anything else except main tank Leoric. So Calf was always playing Leoric. That was like kind of a stylistic thing. And didn't the other team had a main tank that game? I guess they got spicy with it this game. They went like double bruiser. This was like a pretty weird game. I mean, this they do main tank other games. The other games you'll see a lot more main tanks. Calf was just like, I'm Leo only, every other tank feels shitty. I refuse to play any other hero, so we had a lot of Leo main tank on our team. You could just ban Leo and win? No, I mean that was just what Calf wanted. He could play the other tanks too. He was good at the other tanks too, but he just thought the Leo was the best one. So when it was up, we always picked up for him. It's one of those. Yeah, I mean, like, these bruisers are almost main tanks. They're close enough. They're honestly pretty close. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Alright, chat. Hope you enjoyed Trip Down Memory Lane. If you guys like the old BlizzCon games, that was only the semifinals, by the way. There's still a finals against Dignitas, which does not involve Murky, unfortunately, but there is another series after that, too. Well, maybe I'll show it to you guys on stream sometime, but it is that time again. Oh, wait, was I queuing? Wait, when did I start queuing? Holy! Okay, we'll play some ARAMs on Thursday then. Thursday, we'll play some ARAMs. It's been fun, chat. I forgot I was What? Nobody told me I was queuing. When did I start queuing? Yeah, that was like the real final. That was like the better series between the two series. Agreed. Alright, chat. It's been fun. Hope you enjoyed Trip Down Memory Lane. I'll be back Thursday for more Clown Fiesta action. I guess we're doing a couple of ARAMs at the start of Thursday stream. So, be there if you want to do lever ARAMs. Couple at least. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been fun. Abba check to y'alls. Don't forget, I have a Patreon. I have filled it with exclusive guides. So if you suck at HOTS, or if you just want a low-kist avatar like